Hi, my name is Ben. I am here to introduce you to some of the key features in Highlight Technology's newest products, Name It and Number It. Let's start with Number It. Here we have a part that we want to make multiple copies of, and we would like a unique serial number placed on each part. To start, we need to lay out where we want our serial number to go. So I am going to create some text here and type in number. I'll change the font size to 12, and I'm going to use CorelDRAW's Fit Text to Path command to wrap our text around the central axle here. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to lay out our part across our sheet. So to do this, we're going to use CorelDRAW's duplicate command. We'll set our horizontal duplicate distance to 0, our vertical duplicate distance to -2 1/4, and then hit Control D, and we'll get our part laid out vertically. Now if we change our horizontal duplicate distance and our vertical duplicate distance, we can lay our part out horizontally. Okay. Now we're ready to use Number It. We click on the Number It icon, and up pops our dialog. So we want to replace the word number with our serial number, so number will be our target. Now, we're going to start our serial number at 1. Let's have the serial number be 4 digits wide, and let's put a prefix of pre on our serial number and a suffix of fix. Now we can preview what our serial number is going to look like by looking through here. So this would, for example, be the 4th serial number generated would be pre-0004-fix. Now we hit go, and Number It will replace every single instance of the word number with a unique serial number. So there's pre-0001 fix, pre-002 fix, and so on. So what we have is we have our entire sheet with all of our parts, each with their own unique serial number, all the way down to pre-0070-fix. Now I will demonstrate Name It. Here's a spreadsheet I've prepared containing the first, middle, and last name of the U.S. presidents and the terms they spent in office. Now let's go to CorelDRAW and create a plaque for each president, identifying their name and term. I've already laid it out with a text box containing the words first, middle, last, and one containing term. We would like these to be replaced with the president's name and term from the file. To do this, we will use Name It. To start Name It, I'll click on the button reading ABC. The first step is to load the file, which in this case has been saved as presidents.csv. We will start with row 1 and replace everywhere we see the word first, that's going to be our target, we want to replace with the first name of the president. We can preview this and see that row 1 would contain George for George Washington, 2 would contain the second president, John Adams, and so on. Now when we hit go, we will see that the plaques have had their word first replaced with the first name of the U.S. president from the file. George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and so on. We could repeat these steps for the rest of the fields, but there is a more efficient way to do this. I will undo our last Name It operation and demonstrate the batch option. We can start the batch processor by clicking the third button. This brings up the batch process dialog. So in our file we would like to do 4 things, all of which consist of a Name It operation. We need to replace the first with the first name, the word middle with the middle name, and the word last with the last name, as well as term with the term the president spent in office. So let's start, we'll add a Name It. We already have the same settings as before from our last Name It operation, so we can hit OK. This Name It operation has now been added to the list of commands to perform. So let's go ahead and add the command for processing the middle name. Still has the same information, but now let's change our target to middle, and we will set the target to be replaced with middle name. We can add another command. Target this time will be last, and we will replace that with the last name. Finally, adding one more Name It command, we can replace the word term as our target with term from the file. Now what we have set up is we have 4 commands. When we hit go, all 4 of these will be processed in sequence. And we can see now that the plaques have been named with the full names of the presidents: George Washington, John Adams, and so forth. Now suppose that instead of replacing term with the years the president served in office, we would rather replace it with simply the number that the president was in line. What we can do is we will undo our batch process operation, and we will open up the batch processing dialog again. We can take our term command and delete it, and instead add a number it command. So let's replace the target term, and we'll serialize it with president number as the prefix, no suffix, and our number width we'll set to 0, and what this will do is force the number to just be itself. 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10. It'll have 2 digits, and so on. If we want to see that, we can see that 10, 11, 12, and so on. Now we hit OK, and now term will be replaced with something that looks like president number and the number. So now we hit go, and we can see again the names have been replaced as before, but now term has been replaced with president number 1, president number 2, president number 3, and so on. I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration of the capabilities of number it and name it. Thank you.